Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.
Hey guys, what's up? So معلش النهارده كان المفروض يبقى في فري سيشن بس ما يعني كنت تعبان شوية بقالي يومين بس حبيت هنتكلم شوية. Need to understand a bit more about the prospect's reaction, okay, and objections, obviously based on your tonality and so on. But before we dive deep into that, أنا كنت بس عايز just to mention one thing that I want you guys everybody to understand, that even when you attend free training sessions, watch YouTube videos, do whatever, if you don't have the mindset, and that's the most important thing, which is the mindset that you will be better, it's not going to work. If you don't have a mindset of someone who wants to work on himself, self-improve, عارف هو فين بيستارت interact، يسمع الكولز بتاعته، يشوف الغلط فين، يحاول يسأل، يحاول يعرف، يحاول مع نفسه. really كل اللي هو يعمله ده يبقى من بلح بالعربي. يعني after 20 years of dialing, training, opening, closing, objections are not really the one that kills the appointments, right? Actually, that's the biggest opportunity for you to have an appointment if you start to flip them right. So today we'll know why they actually homeowners or prospects hang up so fast, and how to anticipate that, prevent this kind of communication levels that keep them engaged, and real flips. It's not turning no into a yes, but it's turning no into continue talking, into let's talk, right? No fake tones, just have the right advising or advisor intent, which is that's the goal. What's your goal before you make any kind of calls? That actually drives all that. So it drops your toughest objections right away. And in chat, I want you guys to, put on your hardest objections that you guys faced, and I'll try to help out as much as I can. Hopefully we will. All right. So why prospects sound defensive? First, understanding that أول حاجة reactions بياخدها. Remember that you're calling him, okay, out of the blue. He's not expecting your call, and at the same time, he doesn't have the intention that he's gonna give you a hard time. So what's happening, right? Understanding the psychology techniques behind that shapes those kind of reactions. It gives you an edge. When you know what's happening in the prospect's mind, you can actually adjust your approach to create a better conversion and have a better conversation. So if you said, for instance, just like back in the days, hey, it's Max, how we doing? How are you? How things are going? Right? First thing first is mind. That's a sales call, right? So he'll have like a defense mechanism or a sales resistance that you will be throughout the whole call. Even if he didn't right away hang up, throughout the whole call, you're just going to be fixing that. تخيل بقى طول المكالمة بتاعتك you want to disarm him, while your job from the very beginning is disarming the prospect. So using lines that's been used a lot, which is called, that's the pattern of sales calls, obviously creates this kind of defense mechanism. That's why the behavior, and that's why the prospects or the homeowners start behaving that way, right? Also, pattern interrupts. Now, as I mentioned in my last session, that the pattern interrupt even, started being a pattern. Like, okay, just give me 27 seconds out of your time, that kind of thing. Khalas. So what you need to do is start seeing what kind of personality that your role requires you to be and act upon it. زي ما بقول دايما كده، يعني دلوقتي مثلا in solar you are an advisor, so you need to act as an advisor. What would the advisor say? How would he sound? And it will come naturally. If your goal is being an advisor, that means your goal is not to book anybody or to set an appointment. Your goal is just to see if they got a problem or not. Then we can go through how you can raise concern without any kind of, in an indirect way. If your goal, let's say in real estate, on the other hand, is to buy, so that means you're acting on behalf of the investor. So you need to have some authority and curiosity at the beginning. So both. You're talking as if you're a guy with the money. So you hold the power, not him. And honestly speaking, I know that real estate, you guys been through a lot because your job is filtering. But believe me, some of them, they do have the intention to sell, but just they need to listen to the right people. Why they listen to you while 20 others called, said the same thing with the same tone. Okay. So when the prospect gets like an unexpected call, their first reaction is often, defensive. It's kind of natural, flight or fight response. They don't know who you are, and they start assuming that you're gonna pitch them something that they don't need. That's why this kind of wall, اللي هو بتبني ما بينك وما بينه كده, goes up really quickly. So this reaction is not personally, it's kind of psychologically. Well, good news is that once you understand that barrier, you can use this in your advantage. You could use the psychology of cold calling, so you can literally, boom, تكسر الوول دي خالص، ما تبقاش موجودة from the very beginning to start with. But we need to understand what's going on in their minds, right? So now, what's going on in their minds is they start identifying the call basis, as a threat immediately. Classify the nature of the call, relevancy, whether it's going to be relevant to them or not, and assess how to respond based on clarity. Meaning, from the very beginning, you need to have like a very, very clarity tone along with the message which is the elevator pitch. And they actually as you can see, exit if the message is unclear. يعني لازم واضح كده أنا بتكلم عشان إيه وليه. So usually there is like a main reason for you to call and a reason behind that call. You need to make sure that they understand both and they understand it really quickly. All right. But what drives all that, again, is what is the goal from the very beginning. What's the goal? Which is the intent or intention behind what they say. Because at the end of the day, they will smell it. they will know it, right? And, hopefully they don't hang up, right? Now, based on what you say and how you say it, objections are not actually like your personal rejections. They are like subconscious questions, masking deeper fears like risk, hassle, irrelevancy. So that's all in the mind. That's what you need to understand. So, for instance, not interested hides behind prove your value first, or I'm out, because he's not really interested. He doesn't know exactly what you're talking about, especially when it comes at the beginning of the call. So he might be a bit busy. So he wants you to prove your value first, very fast. Okay. He might be having like a bad time, but he wants to understand, because at the end of the day, he's still with you on the call. He didn't hang up. He's saying not interested in hang up. All right, that's out of our hands. I'm not going to tell it to call him back. Oh, sometimes it did, but that's me. So send me some information, for instance, meaning that I don't trust you, right? Or, I'm too busy, so make it worth my time. But most likely, you can overcome that kind of objection by how you can come that is first by disarming him. Yeah, sure. Send me some information via email. 100%. What's your best email address? He's going to give you the emails. Okay, just a sec. Just to make sure that's going to be relevant to you. But this way, I'm not going to be wasting your time or my time. I just had a couple of questions. Then you start engaging back. See, psychologically, you said yes, sure, okay. Now you disarmed him. You agreed with him, right? And then you also want to make sure that you're not wasting his time. And you want to make sure it's relevant. So, because if it's irrelevant to him, why you be sending him any kind of information, right? Okay. When a sales call, on the other hand, when you're selling something, and he's told you like, yeah, I'm already with someone, that signals loyalty bias, but probe gaps gently. You see, every no is equal like an engagement signal. They're still talking, right? They said no, but still talking. مالوك not interested, ما قفلوش. They said, send me some information, محدش لسه قفل. So, not hanging up. Pre-framing all that as an advisor or as whatever your role is, should be whatever personality you're adopting at that time, okay? And by quickly inside the pain, predictable defenses becomes your flips, right? You see, for instance, you need to take a look at your script, and you say for yourself, like, okay, when I say this, he might say 1, 2, 3. He might say not interested. This is what I was teaching, even to start anticipating what kind of objections you'd be getting. So from the very beginning, I might get, I'm not interested. From the very beginning, I might get like, no, we're not here to do this. So on and so forth. But I start doing that kind of small techniques, right? It will really, really flip the conversation 100%. You see, psychologically, scripts, with using this kind of tone and everything, not just tonality, but how you say. You see, how you say is usually 70%, right? But the words themselves, or the power of using the right words, okay, disarm defenses, right? Objections in cold calling are not real objections. 90% of them, since they don't hang up, not real objections. They either hide behind something, which is the why they said that, okay, or that's a real concern. So deep research shows how to acknowledge interruption and build a rapport really quickly. Some kind of techniques to, overcome this kind of psychological reactance on the call based on what you say and how you say it and why you are saying that. Okay. So in order for you to even change your tonality and be curious, you need to understand why you are being curious. What do you want when you say this? What do you want him to say? So when I say something, obviously I'm expecting the homeowner or the prospect to feel something and then to say something. Because if he's not emotionally interacted with you over the phone, that means he's still not trusting you, right? So speaking out of your heart, that vibe transfers. They feel it. Believe me, homeowners do, prospects do, right? When somebody's pitching, and if you heard like somebody closing before, and he's a really good one, you feel him like pitching out of his heart. He's really putting the effort, not the effort of making this real, because he is convinced it's real. That's why others being convinced with that. That's why his tone comes as trusted. It signals trust, doesn't signal anything. So, as I mentioned, every objection is unasked question hiding beneath the surface, indicating deeper uncertainties or prospect's mind. When those kind of objections being revealed لما تبقى تريفيل الobjections دي تعرف تفريم it ماشي in the right way, and understanding common objections can help sales reps and concerns to build trust with prospects during the call. So objections aren't personal, again, rejection. They're subconscious questions making deeper fears, right? I wish we, can address this the right way and helping get more to be more understanding, more helpful. See, the old ones used to say in the past that the defense mechanism is about reactive tactics. They are what you do after the prospect throw out any kind of objections for you. This is kind of valuable, but they keep you in a responding position, in a defensive mode. The new thing is that the way that describes the proactive psychology is you moved from how do I handle this, what he just said, to how to understand why they're even saying that before they even start saying it. So if I said this, they might say that. Why? So I can prevent it or disarm it without any kind of effort. That's the difference between like a good rep and a really great one. A good cold caller, appointment setter, and a really great one, right? Is his mindset. Mindset is really, really powerful. You see, I'm gonna tell you a quick story about. I believe I explained it during my first session, but I don't know if you guys heard it or not. See, there were there were the company that was making flip flops, shoes, and so on. They want to open a new market in Africa, so. معلش excuse me يا جماعة، أنا برضه تعبان شوية النهاردة. That's why I even didn't do the training, so I'm doing my best. What happened is they send both two of the sales managers, two of the best ones, right? And they sent both to this place in Africa. And once they landed, went to the hotel, one of them, راح مطلع اللابتوب بتاعه and start sending an email. Hi, this is blah blah. I'm sending you this email, okay, to let you know that this place, we can't even work in it. It's not even an environment that we can create any kind of market. The environment دي مش نافعة، المكان مش نافع. طب why? It's because people here, locals, كلهم they all wear like some kind of stuff on, لابسين زي حاجات كده زي قماش على رجليهم ماشيين حافيين. So it's not gonna make sense. مش هيبقى لهم حاجة يعني هم they already, that's the culture and this is how they do. Thank you so much. أنا يوم وهرجع. Okay. Second one sends another email. That's mindset now. You see. تاني راح بعت لي ايميل قال فيه ايه. Hi. Great choice on choosing that place or this country. Now we do have like a really, really good place that we can start with. It's a new. And then he start planning. عملوا plan. We can start. هنا ما بيلبسوش ولا جزم ولا اي حاجه، بيلبسوا قماش على رجليهم ماشيين حافيين. What we can do is that we can do 1 2 3 4 5. نبتدي نوزع حاجات for free. لما الناس تبتدي تاخد عليها نبتدي نخلي اللوكالز ياخدوا عليها اللي لبسوها، هم اللي يبتدوا يعملوا لنا الادفرتايزنج. هنعمل شويه حاجات محلات يعني زي خوذ. He did a plan, a whole plan. See, that was his mindset. المكان ده هايل، كان خصب, and we can dominate the market here. We will make a lot of money out of those people. Okay, see, that's kind of difference. So what you guys really describing, like for instance, like not interested. Okay, instead of saying like I totally understand, I completely get it, I completely hear you, all that kind of stuff, right? Well, not a problem. You see, saying just not a problem, that means the homeowner بقى لو احنا بنفكر how he will think, how he will react. Most prospects when they say not interested, بيبقوا مستنينك تقول ايه I totally understand. Yeah, I completely get it. I completely take it, and so on and so forth. Yeah, no problem, no worries. So هو هنا بقى now he's thinking. So you interrupted the pattern of the disarming itself, the acknowledgement. Then you start agreeing with him sometimes based on his tonality, of course. if I were in your position, yeah, I'd feel the same way. So you're taking his side. يعني بدل ما انت قدامه كده, you're just taking his side, تبقى جنبه. You're not pushing, because they're expecting you to push against that, but you're not. But you reclaim control by not chasing, but become the person who doesn't need them, and that's kind of attractive. This is kind of like consultant energy. Now you don't need them, because in reality they actually need you. If you think like that, and by the way, that's the mindset of every closer, of every successful one. That his mindset, I'm bringing value, so they need me. And after you said I'm not interested, you start explaining and agreeing. You start explaining in simple words, which is responding. Why are you calling? In a clear way. And then moving on with a question that's related to what you say and what he said. You see, this is called build upon it, right? So you build upon what you say, because not interested, he didn't say anything yet. So it's kind of like like a chess game. That's why I put in chessboard here. Right? You need to اللي بيلعب تشيس دايما او اللي يعرف ازاي يلعب تشيس لما بيحرك اي قطعه وهو بعد ما بيحركها او هو بيحركها بيبقى متوقع، بيبتدي انتسيبيت هو هيحرك دي ولا دي، ولو حرك دي انا هحرك دي، لو حرك دي انا هحرك دي، انا هحرك دي كده. حتى لو هو عامل، هو اصلا شغال ببلان even if برضه he start anticipating. So fixing that, okay, in a better way, you need to think it over the rebuttals, the fixing the pitch itself, your tonality, your intention again, which drives all that. So your tonality goes back to your intention and your understanding the why you're changing your tonality from the very beginning, so it comes naturally. في ناس كتير قوي قالوا لي انا مجرد نغير التوناليتي بتاعتنا بس ما لهاش فرق لما بتكلم naturally. You see, he said that لما بتكلم naturally he already adopted that personality اللي الجوب عايزها، الشغلانه عايزه ان هو يبقى advisor. He adopted it, so he's speaking naturally. So if he starts changing his tonality, it's gonna sound fake. So his goal from the very beginning is being that person. By understanding this, now tonality changed by its own. It becomes naturally, comes spontaneously, that's exactly what we want. So if your intention is to help, check, advise, right, your tonality really relaxes. And your poses after each important thing that you say really matters. So you'll sound like someone worth listening to. لما حد مثلا بيجي يسأل سؤال زي مثلا are you 100% satisfied with what you're paying right now مثلا for in solar in advertising? So are you like 100% satisfied with the return that you're getting on the Google ads? Well, obviously he's going to say yes. The reason why it's a normal question was no tone, no poses, nothing. But if you said like, so are you 100% satisfied with what you're getting right now or with what you're paying right now? You see, usually monotone questions get some monotone answers because there is no any kind of emotions in it. Right? You can't fake intention. هي دي المشكلة. You need to convince yourself with it. So this way, this intention comes naturally. But you need to practice it. كل شوية practice الموضوع. واحدة واحدة, you become a pro. You have to convince yourself, adopt that kind of personality, whether it's a consultant or whatever personality that the job needs, so deeply, so it becomes not an act anymore. It's just how you do it. ماشي. But the brutal truth is لما نجرب كده ال old methods with the new methods, okay, old methods get you appointments, but the new ones gets you trust. And trust really books more and converts even more than tactics will ever do. We're not abandoning the old, right? We're just building a foundation underneath it. So you don't have something like to rely on as a crutch or anything like that. Now, I really, guys, wish that what I just explained helped you. And again, I'm sorry for the session of today. I was really tired. I was really feeling under the weather. And perhaps a lot of people asking themselves why he's doing what he's doing right now, or free sessions or anything like this. You want to be popular, you want to do this, you want to do that. But believe it or not, right? بالنسبة لنا لما حد يستفيد من حاجة زي دي يقول والله الراجل ده ربنا يكرمه. حتى انا كنت بقولها والله في الشغل عندي، كان في ناس كتيرة كانوا بيسألوني، فاهم؟ يقولوا لي طب انت بتعمل كل ده؟ بقول له انا بالنسبة لي لما انت حتى تكمل او حتى تمشي وتقول والله كان في واحد اسمه ماكس كان بيعمل لي تريننج او كان بيمانج and he was really a good guy, he helped me 1 2 3. بالنسبة لي دي حاجة كبيرة. So this is my real intention. Working and so on, that's another place, but that's not for you guys, right? I wish I could help more, and I'm gonna post this out. Really, if you have any kind of questions, just feel free. You do have my WhatsApp number, you can text me, you can just text ahead, right? Either to me or to the Facebook page. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this, and hopefully I can help more.
Free audio post-production by alphonic.com.